Hello Aries, welcome to your September love reading. This is Crow Indigo Intuitive Tarot, and our love readings for September are going to be about self-love and your connection with spirit, your relationship with the divine. So if what you're looking for is a love reading of the romantic kind, discussing your soulmates and twin flames and divine feminine and divine masculine, this is not the reading for you. There are many excellent YouTube readers out there that will be posting September love readings focused on romance, and this is more focused on you and loving yourself, Aries. So if that's something that's interesting to you, I welcome you to our September read. We're going to be asking Spirit a series of questions, getting some guidance from Spirit on how you should be focusing your thoughts and your actions during September, Aries, to help you love yourself better and to help you get in touch with your connection to Spirit. Our first deck here is the Mythic Tarot. You can buy a version of this on Amazon. It's all the imagery is from myths. This deck itself is quite old. I've been using it a long time and I don't think it's in print anymore. But that will be our base. We will be using also the Illuminated Tarot. This is a deck of 52 cards. So the major arcana are overlaid onto the suit cards in certain cases. So we'll be consulting the book where there are any questions. This is a deck by Caitlin Keegan. You may be able to find this on Amazon as well. I bought it at Anthropology. Excuse me. We have now also the Thoth Tarot. This is Aleister Crowley, the Golden Dawn. It's similar to a Rider-Waite Tarot, but there are some differences, and I have some guidance for us where there are differences here. There are no kings in this deck. The major arcana are in some cases somewhat different. We have the Animal Spirit deck. You may have seen this in some other folks' readings. It's an oracle deck, and we'll be using that. And then we have this other oracle deck, which is the Oracle of Mystical Moments. Sorry, the sun is starting to shift again on us. This is Oracle of Mystical Moments by Katrin Wells Stein. And then we'll finish up with one of these Making Magic cards for a little bit further guidance. So, we've shuffled once, we'll shuffle twice more. Oh, get a couple out there. I'm going to take 3 cards. All right. So, our first 9 of Pentacles is an answer to the question, what does Aries need to focus on this month? Second question, what does Aries' subconscious want him or her to know that they've been ignoring? And that is the 9 of Swords. And third question, how can Aries be more true to themselves in September? 6 of Swords. So, strong Swords energy here. Let's get into this. So, your main focus. What do you need to focus on, Aries, this month? What is Spirit saying? This 9 of Pentacles, you're collecting and you've got quite a bit of focus on your ability to produce security, physical security for yourself and for others. And this energy coming in as your focus for the month is telling you that maybe you could take a little time, Aries, to enjoy the fruits of your labors. You've been working really hard, and you have quite an abundance here that you've managed to produce. You may be feeling, justifiably pleased with yourself at what you've been able to accomplish, Aries. And you're starting to enjoy the rewards and the luxuries in life that maybe you've been hoping for, that you've been working toward for a long time. So, what do you need to focus on this month? I think Spirit is saying so far, it would appear that Spirit is saying, focus on enjoying yourself. Focus on the fact that you've been working very hard for a long, long time, and now you're in a position to enjoy everything you've been working for. So what is your subconscious wanting you to acknowledge? What is your subconscious saying, hey, don't ignore this anymore? There's the fates in this picture. It's quite a dark and scary looking thing. There's some hidden fear, perhaps, that you're not letting yourself feel. The Nine of Swords is really about anxiety, right? It's about feeling hopeless sometimes, going through a traumatic response to a situation, some sort of trauma that has happened. You may be worried about the future. You may have this, in this case, potentially irrational fear of losing everything that you've earned. You may be feeling some guilt about your past. Whatever these energies are, these anxious, nervous, fearful energies, your Spirit is saying that your subconscious doesn't want you to ignore them anymore, Aries. There's work to be done. And I think that helps me understand a little bit this initial energy for you, which is enjoy what you have earned. It's there to reassure you because your subconscious is full of these fears. And I'm not entirely clear yet why, Aries, but you're worried about losing it. You're very wound inside and having a lot of negative feelings, and you're trying to just stuff them away. And Spirit doesn't want you to do that anymore. Something about September is going to require you to do some internal work to help free yourself from that anxiety. And so your third question, beautiful, how can Aries be more true to themselves in September? And what is the Six of Swords? It's row your boat away, right? It's the card that says, hey, peace, I'm out of here. I've had it, I'm done. I've done what I needed to do. I'm out of this drama. I am stepping off. I am getting in my boat and I'm rowing away. I am leaving. I'm leaving it behind. So what are you leaving behind? Who are you leaving behind? That's the question. The answer to that question also answers the question of how you can be more true to yourself going forward through September. There is something you need to leave behind. Something or someone. Because there's only one person in this boat, right? There's only one person in that boat. There are 6 swords, right? Maybe one of those belongs to that person. The other 5 used to belong to somebody else. Someone's else. And you're leaving it all. Leaving it all in the past. I think that, there's an energy of transition. And in this leaving, right? Leaving the drama behind. That's how you are kinder to yourself. That is how you are more true to yourself, is to leave the drama behind and to transition into the next step in your life, Aries. Something that has been a long-standing situation for you. You're going to move on from it this month. And that's how you're going to be more true to yourself. So this is an interesting start. You've got Spirit saying, hey, Aries, you have a right to enjoy what you've earned. You've been working really hard. Enjoy it. And you don't need to keep being so afraid. You do need to address this. You can't keep hiding from it, whatever these fears are. But part of your solution is let it go. Let it go. I'm not going to sing that song. I won't do that to you. All right, Aries. Our next 3 questions are going to be from the Thoth. I'm going to shuffle 3 times. If something comes out, we'll take it. Her again. She was in the Pisces reading too. I think she was in someone else's reading as well. I've forgotten now. 3 cards. The 3 questions are, what does Spirit need from you? How can Aries be more true to themselves in September? What? Oh no, I'm sorry, that's not right. I read that wrong. What does Spirit need from you is the first question. What should you avoid in September, Aries? Second question. What should Aries be grateful for? Oh, we have 3, sorry. And I'm continuing to shuffle, just like shuffling. All right, we have the Queen of Discs. This is what Spirit needs from you. It's also what Spirit needed from Pisces. It's a confidence in your ability to create that, the strength. There's a strength here, and this is a confidence in your financial security as well, in your ability to make a safe and stable foundation for yourself and others. And it goes pretty clearly in line with you enjoying the fruits of your labor, because you've been quite abundant here. You've created a bunch of abundance. You've been quite successful. You have this nagging fear over here of losing it all. But Spirit's coming in and saying, I need you to be confident in your ability to create a safe and stable foundation for everyone, because that is true. You are doing that. And even if everyone in your life right now is just yourself and your houseplants, you're doing it. You're creating it. You're making it happen. Believe that, right? Spirit wants you to have that confidence. What does Aries need to avoid? Interference. The 8 of Swords. And I'm going to just pull the guidance here just to make sure that there's no subtlety that I miss, because it is a bit different. For the 8 of Swords, you know, it's often that interesting that it's called interference in this deck, because what you need to let go is this drama, and what you need to avoid is interference. And so with the Thoth, we have every card, every energy has a light aspect and a shadow aspect. It has an instinct, a purpose, and a quality. And for the 8 of Swords, we have an instinct of restlessness and inner disturbance. We have a purpose of insight into the total correlation, where you fit in space and time. The light aspects are a talent with words, a quick intellectual grasp. And the shadow side is the chaos of mental obstacles, where your thinking becomes too rigid. The quality here is a structure of consciousness, of memory. So what is all of that telling us? I think it's saying what Spirit needs you to avoid. Sorry, it's not focusing very well. What Spirit needs Aries to avoid in September is getting pulled into that drama. The drama you're meant to be letting go. There is the potential that your wit, that your intellect can't stop, can't pull itself away from the ridiculous drama, the engagements that are of no value to you. And what Spirit needs you to do, Aries, this month is to fight that instinct. Stay away from the drama, right? Stay away from the situations where you feel you need to run off your mouth. And you know, Aries, what that is, where you just absolutely have to be right, where you have to get the last word. Spirit is saying, stay away from that this month. I know there's a great fun involved in that sometimes for you, but you don't do it this month, all right? That's what it's saying. Our third card is interesting, and this is one of the major arcana of the Thoth deck that is not part of standard tarot, though it can be seen as the magician card. It is a little bit different. It's the Magus. It's this golden boy. Look at that. The manifestation of the magician is represented here in this card. And it's falling in as an answer to the question of what should you be grateful for, Aries, this month? So let's see what our guidance is here. This card is a representation of the self-made. The light side of it is dynamic and full of energy, and the shadow is a bit aggressive, egocentric, and misuses its energy. The quality here is vigor, motivation, and energy. And so what is Spirit saying, Aries? It's saying be grateful for your energy and your vigor and your ability to create. You are self-made. You are the golden boy who is self-made. Whether you're male or female is regarded. It's an image, right? It's not meant to be about a particular gender. And Spirit says be grateful. Just like up here, they say, you've done good. Enjoy it. Enjoy your luxuries that you've earned. Spirit is also saying, be grateful for the fact that you are self-made. Be grateful for the fact that you have the energy and the focus and the intellect to earn, right? So earn it. I mean, you've earned it. Enjoy it. But also be grateful that you have been able to, that you found a way to manifest, which is pretty great, Aries. Our next two cards are going to be what your lesson is for the month of September. What lesson are we working on, Aries? For September, I'm going to shuffle 3 times. If nothing comes out, we will take the top card and the bottom card. Okay? You've had some jumpers today. The earlier reading with Pisces, there weren't many that jumped out. Spirit's got some things to say, different ways to say it. This is, again, the Illuminated Tarot. And this deck only has 52 cards. So where there's any confusion, I don't think there was a slip. Where there's any confusion, we will pull the book and take a look. All right, off the top, we have 8 of hearts, which is the cups in this case. And on the bottom, we have 5 of spades, swords. So what is your lesson? Let's take a look. I think this might actually be the moon. Is that the moon card? Yes. So it's the 8 of cups, but it's 8 of hearts, 8 of cups. Also the moon. And in this deck, our indication here is of subtlety, mystery, and instinct. And your 5 of spades, which is your swords. Possible disappointment, a difficult opponent. So, mystery and a difficult opponent. The hidden and the challenge. So there's a lesson for you to be working on this month, and it has something to do with what is hidden. With what is hidden and some challenging opponent. This could be a person. It could be an addiction. It could be a mental loop, a way of thinking that you can't break out of. And I think it may be in this case what that is. That there's this anxiety, these hidden fears, there's this drama you need to leave, there's this getting pulled into petty disagreements and being overruled, having your logic overruled by your desire to be right and to argue. And all of this seems to speak to some mental pattern that you're having trouble breaking. You are doing great. You're forming this safe foundation for yourself and others. You've got plenty of luxuries from your efforts. You're self-made. And yet there's this piece here where your internal world is not at peace. And I think this is what this lesson is. There's There's some hidden anxiety. You know, this is fears, anxieties. There's some hidden fear, anxiety that is looping in your mind. That's a really difficult opponent to overcome. So I think that's your lesson that you need to be working on, Aries, this month, is that your internal dialogue, what is hidden, what the world does not see, because the world sees this. The world thinks you are sitting on top of it. You know, you've got your private jet and you're taking trips around the world and drinking Veuve Clicquot, 24/7. They don't see this, whatever this hidden fear, anxiety, worry, doubt, tendency to get pulled into stupid drama that's holding you back. They're not seeing it, only you're seeing that. But that's what you need to work on this month. All right, Aries, what's the next question? The next question we have is, what do you need to let go of? What do you need to leave behind? What do you need to let go of, Aries, in September in order to love yourself more? What does Aries, the bear? Okay. Let's see what the bear has to say. The bear. It's a pretty card. It's Earth. Show you the card a little closer. I don't know if it'll focus. It's the bear. And that is waking from spiritual slumber, beginning anew. At first, it's difficult for you to move in this new way because you're, like the bear's been in hibernation. It's a little stiff because it hasn't really been moving too much for a while. You're coming out of that now. And you are on the cusp of moving in a new direction and some personal transformation. And that's beautiful. It may feel a little weird, right? A little awkward sometimes, but it's calling back to this letting go, this moving on, leaving it behind. What you need to let go of in order to love yourself more is an old way of being. And that old way has maybe served you well in the past, but right now it's only leading to you feeling heavy, feeling withdrawn from the people around you, maybe feeling like your energy is just kind of waning, right? You have so much energy. Remember, Spirit wants you to be grateful for the fact that you've had all this energy to create. But lately you've been feeling, and it's this, whatever this is, this hidden anxiety and fear getting sucked into the drama. It's draining you. And that old way of being isn't working anymore. So Aries, in order to move forward, to regain your strength, to grow in new ways, to transition, you need to do that. You need to let go of the old way of being and start to move into a new way of existing in your world so that you can continue to enjoy the good parts of it. Interesting. And it's really not entirely clear. I don't think this is a person. I mean, it could be a person you're leaving. Someone that you tend to get pulled into stupid arguments with all the time. The constant bickering that's just feeding this fear and anxiety. It could be a person. I think more it's a way of thinking, the way you are processing information that's coming into your mind from your world, from your experience. You're seeing it all pretty negative right now, and that you haven't always felt that way. You haven't always seen in the same way you're seeing right now, but it's problematic for you. We're going to pull next one of these cards to answer the question, how can Aries best support him or herself in September? So how can you best support yourself? And we'll just take off the bottom after 3 shuffles if nothing jumps. How can Aries best support themselves in September? We have number 43, secrets. How interesting, huh? Because there is a quality here of this being secret. As we've been saying, it's on the inside. It's not what people are seeing. She's got the moon and she's got some keys. Interesting. All right, let's see. This is again from this Oracle of Mystical Moments, number 43. Magic, mystery, hidden thoughts. A girl on a stool is tall enough to reach the moon. She holds a ring of keys in her hand. One of them will fit in the keyhole on the moon's surface. Put you down here. Focus. This card tells us about personal secrets, hidden thoughts, and ideas one keeps in their mind. Nobody is able to look inside your head unless you invite them to. You have the power to decide how much of your thoughts you want to share with others. A little mystery helps keep the magic alive. But too much mystery is eating you up, Aries. I think this absolutely is reiterating this message that secret, this stuff that's inside, it's too much. Which doesn't mean you have to entirely get rid of everything and completely transform yourself, but you do need to transition into a new way of being, which isn't to say giving up everything that you have. Interesting stuff this month for you, Aries. All right, let's look here. One last note from the Making Magic deck. One last note of guidance, Spirit, for Aries for the month of September, please. Take off the top. There's no jumpers. Little luxuries. Again with the luxuries. Generates luxurious experiences and surroundings. So it does appear that you're enjoying your fruits of your labors and enjoying the luxuries of life will continue during September, Aries. So no fear. I think it's all here. It's here to support you while you deal with the rest of this. Okay? You've got this. You absolutely have this, Aries. I have no doubt that Spirit's going to be with you every step of the way. And you're going to emerge from September with the most amazing transformation of any of the signs. It's going to be beautiful. All right. I think that's what we have for you for September, Aries. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to those of you who have liked and subscribed. For those of you that have joined us on the Facebook page, I really love seeing the community grow. It's wonderful. I enjoy getting the feedback from folks. So if this was useful for you, if you found something in here that resonated, I'd love to hear from you. You can comment on the Facebook page. You could leave notes on this video, or you can send an email. I'll put the email address in the notes for this episode, okay, for this video. I wish you the most wonderful September, and I send you many blessings, Aries.